Hello everybody. Today I've already got the eyeshadow on. If you're watching the Amarizi video, that's what this is. I may fix this a little bit still. I'm not totally decided if I like the way it looks. But we're going to be trying out a new foundation to me. It's a stick one. It's Maybelline Shine Free Balance Stick Foundation. Hope I got the right shade. If not, we're going to reach over and grab a different one. Simple as that. We got the No Problem. I'm trying a new thing with my eyes where I don't do the makeup before. Not sure how I'm liking it because sometimes the eyes to me bring the rest of it together. So, all right, let's grab this and get this off my hand. That was the Touch and Soul No Problem primer. And we're gonna do normal concealer first. And let's go ahead and blend that out actually while I'm thinking about it. Use this e.l.f. sponge. And see, this is the other problem with doing your eyeshadow first. You have to, I'm gonna probably have to grab a more defined way of fixing that. Okay, then we're gonna take the Naked Skin Shaper by Urban Decay. We're gonna go into the contour shade. This is where I start to look really funny. You can feel your cheekbone. Remember, it's gonna look funny. I don't have any other makeup on. This is probably too big of a brush, but we don't have foundation on yet. So all this can be fixed in just a minute. And I'm gonna blend it into my skin just a little bit and get it more in the right areas that I like it to be in. I'm just kind of stamping it into the skin right now. Like that cheek is all messed up. And my face. My hair is sticking to my face. I want that to go all the way up to the ear. I know it looks funny. All right, we're gonna take, now I'm gonna take a sponge that I normally use for contour. We're just gonna kind of buff that into the skin a little bit. All right, now we're gonna go ahead with this foundation. See, I'm beginning to wonder if this is my color. It's hard at Walmart to pick the right colors. I hate that this light seems to drown everything out. Oh, that drowned it way out. Let me put it up. Yeah, that's a little dark. We're gonna try to work with it. Maybe it's not as dark as it seems. I do need to fix this though. Oy! There, so y'all could see it. I turned it too far down. This is probably too much foundation. We will find out in a minute. You're gonna use a foundation brush because I like the way it goes on better when I can buff it into the skin with the brush and go over it with the sponge. Personally, that's my preference. You can do it any way you want. But I like spreading it out. And I'm doing buffing motions. I'm not really pressing hard. I'm just kind of moving it around. Let's take a little bit more in a couple of spots. I don't know if y'all can see them on the camera. For some reason, under the eye, whenever I move my hair around, these are not dirty nails. This is purple hair dye under my nails. Anytime I try to put my hair in a ponytail, I get a little bit of it. It may look like I'm putting too much on, but it's actually barely touching the skin. All right, let's go ahead with the brush again. And I pulled it down the neck in case these lights are not showing it in the correct tone. I have to go somewhere today, so we are gonna make sure that it's not. You're gonna have the line that shows you're wearing makeup, just in case. Because I still haven't got the camera setting, not the camera, it's not a camera, it's a phone. The settings, ooh, see? Y'all can see that. I can't see it directly in front of me, which is funny. That's what the sponge is for. To finish moving it around, we're gonna use a sponge. That looks dirty, but I cleaned it the other day, so it's just probably time for it to go. I got another set that I got at Walmart or Ulta that I want to try anyways. And I got sponges in the drawer. All right. Make sure there's no harsh lines down here, that it all kind of mixes together. All right. I'm gonna take a little bit of e.l.f. setting spray. I'm gonna kind of rehydrate under the eyes. This is the dewy one that I love so much. Because it was cracking a bit, and before I put more concealer on there, I wanted to uncrack it. So we're going to put just a little bit of the Urban Decay Naked Skin under the eyes. We're going to pull it upwards from where it's at right now. We're going to use that same sponge that's got a little damp to it because we don't want it to be cakey. We're pulling it down and up. And I'm trying to make sure there is a nice line right there on the side of the eyeshadow as much as I can. Like I said, I am not a professional. I go with what my mom taught me, and I go with what I have seen online. And I go with what looks good on my face and trial and error. And that looks really nice and flat underneath there now. There's no creases. The cheekbones are a little highlighted. All right, you don't necessarily need powder. And I've obviously not laid any out, but I'm going to grab some. We are going to grab, you know what? What's this? Maybelline True Match is something I actually panned. Wait, this is gonna, hold on. That's got a color to it. We want to find something that doesn't have a color to it, maybe. And it's all over here somewhere. Right there. We're gonna use this translucent by Pores. I got the loose one coming, but we're gonna use the rest of this that I can get out of here for now. We're going to take a small little brush first, and we're going to pat under the eyes. We're not going to bake, but we're going to take just a little bit on the brush to set it. Because you don't have to bake under your eyes, honestly. You can. Some people can make it work. I have noticed when I do it, I don't make it work. I'll be honest. It always ends up looking scaly and gross under my eyes when I bake. So, I'm going with this. Because if you look, there is not a whole lot of creasing. There's the natural creases that I always get. A few, but it's not deep. Whenever I go with a lot of powder under the eyes, I always end up with horrible amount of creases and alligator skin, as I call it. We are going in with some powder. That should be enough for the whole face because I'm not trying to dry out my skin. I'm just trying to set a little bit of powder down because the powder, my mom told me cream on cream, powder on powder. So I just want a little bit of powder down so that the other powder products I'm going to put on work better. Yeah, see, I haven't used a lot. So, you don't need a lot of powder. You don't even need any powder if you don't want, honestly. If you do and you have dry skin, sort of like mine, I would recommend a light powder over the top of it. That's my recommendation based on what I was taught. Powder on powder, cream on cream. So, I'm not basing it off of any logical reason except for my mommy told me so. And her makeup looked good. So we'll just go with that. So let's see. We are going to take a little bit of the Flower Beauty Heat Wave in the shade Sunswept. This is a bronzer. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to place it with this brush like I always do. I love that this is marbled. I'm just lightly brushing it underneath. And then I'm going to take the little fluffy one to kind of buff it in. I didn't add anything else to it. I'm just, oh, I love when I could smell the brush cleaner on it. This has no powder on it except for what it's getting. Now it's going to have powder on it. Just to add a little bit of warmth to the forehead. The cheeks. A little on the sides of the nose. I'm doing like this. Let me show you. It's barely touching the skin. All right, now we're gonna go in with, I laid out 2 blushes. I'm not sure. That one's really shiny. Let's see how we like it. Let's grab our Morphe brush. It doesn't really show up, does it? This is the Maybelline one. It's a little sample I got. It's very shiny. Let me put a little bit of this matte L'Oreal Baby Blossom one. That, if you're listening, is a dupe for the Dandelion by Benefit. I hold the brush. I don't know if you can see that line real well. See that? It goes upwards like that. So when I do this side, I go like this. When I do the other side, I turn it around. Because I want to make sure it's going up. Which may not be an actual way to do it. I don't know. I know it works for me. Alright, and since the Amarizi palette is on my face, I decided to do the Amarizi highlighter today. So we're going to take this. Little there, just a little down the nose. We're gonna take this brush again and kind of blend that down up there into the skin. All right, and we're gonna take, I'm gonna shut this real quick. And we are going to do our eyebrows using the NYX brow pencil. What I love about the stick foundations on my skin, I can't attest for everybody, of course, is that I don't get this weird patch that looks cakey in the center of my nose right here. I actually have a great skin-like finish look. I will come back to it in a minute and brush it through. Did I brush this one? All right. Lids are here somewhere. Alrighty, there's that. Okay. Now we're going to take the Anastasia Brow Gel, set the brows. I did not lay out a mascara, but since, yeah, will be, I'm not sure if I'm finished with the eyes, although they do look better now that I have the rest of my makeup on. So actually, I think I will finish them off. We're going to grab a little bit of black eyeliner. Make sure my hands are clean. This is the NARS black eyeliner. All right, and then I want to put this Urban Decay Gold one on the bottom. Because it brightens it a little bit. And I forgot mascara, so let's just reach into the magical little drawer back here. We're going to use the Bare Minerals Lashtopia. Can't remember if I like this one or not. And I know I do this backwards from everybody else, but I find whenever I have my eyelashes a little damp, like after putting mascara on, they tend to rise better. And I'm not going to use a heated eyelash curler. I've always done this like this, and I don't have any problem with my lashes. I haven't dipped back in. Now I'm dipping back in. I'm going to take some of the excess off of it by rubbing it across the top. There we go. Lip liner is the e.l.f. And the Tarte in Delish lipstick. Take a little bit of this Anastasia Amazing highlight with my little pencil brush and add a little bit to the inner corner to make that stand out a little bit. Right there at the end of the brows. Just the end. And that is the final look. Let's go ahead and spray some more setting spray. I love this setting spray. I'm going to take a little bit of this just to kind of pat. And there we go. I will do a little tiny check-in later so y'all could see what the makeup looks like. See you then. Bye.